This is Joyce Tice from the History Center. It's August 2019, and we're going to talk with some members of the Mansfield Lions Club, which was founded in 1940 and is getting ready in a year for its 80th anniversary. So first of all, Jerry Rumsey is here, and Jerry has been a member for how long, Jerry?
Going on 53 years.
Are you the longest membership in?
I am the longest living membership.
And this is Deb Colegrove, who's been a member for
11 years.
11 years. And Sylvia Snyder Crossen was the first woman to join the group, and that was
1999.
1999, 20 years.
Yes.
And Dave Fleisch, how long have you been a member?
40 years.
40 years. Wow,
Yes.
that's a long time. So there are a number of things we want to talk about, but partly we want to talk about the history of the organization a little bit, but the purpose of the organization and some of the projects that they've done for the community over the years. It's a service organization to serve the community. Who wants to start?
Okay. I would just say, I'm just going to give you a few of our service projects that we're doing right now. We do recycling. If anybody has ever been to next to Northern Tier Beverage, you'll see that little shed there. We take cans and we sort them, take 5 cents out, take the regular cans, and we just, take them for some fundraising for the club. We also do the litter pickup on Route 15, the bypass, from AJ's all the way down to, Route 6, yeah, where Comfort Inn and Quality Inn would be down there.
It's a dangerous project.
Yes, it is. And we get help for the Boy Scouts, and so that's, we're trying to keep the environment clean.
Good. Jerry, tell us a little bit about, do you see changes in the Lions Club over your 53 years, or is it pretty much doing the same kind of thing?
Well, it's pretty much the same. We've had the service project, that's our motto, Lions We Serve, and we've had, of course, a lot of different projects through the years, but we have, at the current time, about a $12,000 budget that we provide funds to the different organizations like Mansfield Library, Blossburg Library, and two blind Beacon Lodge, and another blind lodge for campers, blind campers.
Collecting eyeglasses and eyesight has been a theme of the Lions nationally. Is that so?
Yes, it was so. Helen Keller, I believe, got involved with the Lions Club in Chicago way back when, about 1917 or 18, someplace in there. The Lions Club was actually founded by Melvin Jones in 1917. And of course, then it became an international Lions Club a couple of years later when the club was formed in Canada. So.
And Helen is, we are the Knights of the Blind. She gave us that title.
Okay.
She came to speak at a convention. So you're honored.
Well, that's interesting because it fits with some of the organizations that were, there's the Knights of Columbus, the Knights of Pythias. There are a lot of fraternal organizations with that kind of,
yes.
That's a good one.
And we do, like you said, we do collect eyeglasses. Next to the First Citizens building, there's a little container that you can throw your used eyeglasses, and we help low-income families purchase eyeglasses.
Okay. Dave, you've been a member for 40
years.
40 years. What are some of the important things you'd like to tell us about the Lions Club locally?
Well, I think that we try to meet current needs of people in the community. For example, we provide $100. We used to provide $100, and we've now moved it up to $200 for any fire victim in the area. Is one of the things that we've done. In addition to that, we've had some changes with some of the service kinds of projects that we've done over the years. When I first became a member, one of the things that we had was a White Cane Day, which was a day dedicated to raising money for projects to assist blind individuals within the community. And as a part of that, we used to stop traffic at the intersection of Route 15 and 6 in town at the stoplight, and we'd have our buckets out there and things like that. And actually, it was like Bill Bradshaw, who was one of our former members, a longtime member of the club, who started this project, I think back in the 50s, and we dressed up in Keystone Cop outfits and things like that, and so we tried to add a little bit of humor to this collection process, and it started sort of a national movement that everybody, other communities thought this was a good idea to stop traffic, but of course, as people got less community oriented in many cases, it caused more agitation, so we had to stop that kind of way of raising our money.
And of course, traffic was heavier. Yeah.
And traffic was very heavy, and so you had people who were just driving through the community and they didn't want to have to contribute to this, and so we tried other ways of raising money for White Cane Day, and it just didn't raise the kind of money that we did. And so now we have to raise our money, we pretty much have a golf tournament which raises about $10,000 a year.
Wow.
Which provides our money to provide different types of things, the different projects that were discussed before with the Lions Club. So I think we do a lot for the community in many different ways. We're always visible and try to be visible within the community, and I think that's always been the way the Lions Club has done this. I know before I got here, they used to sell Christmas trees down at the Mark Twain Theater, which of course no longer exists, but the Mark Twain Theater was a place, they'd go out and cut down the trees and bring them in and sell them at Christmas time, and that was one of the fundraising kinds of things that we did. And of course, when I first became a member of the Lions Club, the chicken barbecue on the 4th of July was a very, very big project. They used to cook like 1,000 halves of chicken and stuff. 1,000 halves of chicken were sold per day per 4th of July, and now we still do this, but we're down to 200 to 250 halves. So we're generating about a fourth, but there's more competition for food and things like that. Sure. On the 4th of July, and as community projects and involvements in community have sort of gone on the wane, the attendance at the 4th of July is very different, because we don't have the carnivals and as many food vendors and games of chance kinds of things that took place, and the firemen had their auctions and all of that kind of thing at the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. So we've had to change and alter some of the ways in which we raise our money to serve the needs of the community in different ways. Mm-hmm.
Now, what is your membership numbers?
We're at 41 right now. We just added 2 more people, and so we're going stronger than some of the other Lion organizations in the area, in the district.
What's the most it's ever been? Do you know? Has it been higher than that, or is that?
Oh, I believe so. I believe it was more than that.
Uh-huh.
But as you know, everybody's lives are busier now, and it's hard to get people to join any type of organization. Mm-hmm. And we have been pretty, I think we're going pretty strong mm-hmm. on membership now. And I have been president for 6 years, but that was in a time where we were struggling to get anybody to join and to just, it was the same members, but now we're thriving, and I'm going to be stepping down, and my daughter will be the president in 2020, and that's new because she's young, and we got some young faces coming in, and it's making us happy, I think.
What do you think is the reason that you've been able to bring your membership up? Because all organizations are down. What do you think has happened? Just
I think
huge effort.
I think they just come to a meeting and they see how much fun that we really have. We do our business meeting, but then we also have a lot of fun. The members are really everybody's just fun to be with.
Great.
Don't you agree, Sylvia?
I think so, yes.
And Sylvia saved the club in 1999 because with her joining helped women get involved.
Well, that was the next thing I wanted to talk about. So Sylvia is a pioneer. She was the first woman to join, or might I say be allowed to join?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Mansfield was sort of anti-women at that time. They just enjoyed having the men's club.
Uh-huh. And so what inspired you to do it, and what kind of hurdles did you have to encounter? Did you have to beat your way in with the club, or?
I didn't have any hurdles. I was asked to join by a male member,
Okay.
and nobody objected.
Excellent.
So I was fortunate.
Excellent. And that did open the door for, at this point, women are a fairly good percentage of your
Yes.
membership.
They have been our best workers for the Lions Club for many years since Sylvia's joined. We have one lady who joined, and she's now deceased, but she was a very good worker, and as were all of our ladies who joined the club.
Well, one of the things that I would like to talk about, I do have this right there. I have this program from the inaugural meeting that took place at the, I believe it was the Mansfield Hotel. Going to have to check. But this has, yes, this has the names of the charter members. And so we were talking about some of these people. I know who they all are because I spend all my time looking at them. But there are people here who, Jerry remembers some of them. I remember a couple. I remember Dean Davey and Adolf Schlappe. Jimmy Preston ran the Preston's department store down at the end of the block on North Main. So I imagine that you, at least, Jerry, remember quite a few of those people.
Yes, I do. James Preston, Adolf Schlappe, Dean Davey.
He ran the newsroom.
Stephen Beach. Howard Goodall used to have Wells and Goodall's garage down here at the end of North Main Street. Or Tom Harris was from Roseville. He was a kind of a politician, but politicians don't get involved in the Lions Club. Wilbur Johns, he was a businessman here in town. Stuart Johnson was involved with Johnson's Truck Lines.
Harry Taylor was one of the founders of the Twain Theater, and so was Hack Swain. They combined their names, Taylor and Swain, to make Twain.
Ernest McConnell was a barber in town.
Right, Shorty.
J.J. McMillan, Dr. McMillan was a dentist in town.
Right.
Lester Merrick was a businessman who one time was a John Deere dealer. King Rose, another businessman who was very involved in Mansfield. He had Rose Chevrolet for many years. Dick Smith, he ran Armco Steel. Max Squires, another businessman, and Inge Wells was another partner with Howard Goodall in Wells and Goodall's Pontiac garage. So a lot of good people involved in starting this Lions Club.
Yes.
Very willing to serve the community. And
a few other names through the list with Bob Bartlett, of course Bill Bradshaw through the years. We've had some great members that I remember. I mean, and
Graydon Scott, he was called Mr. Lion for many years.
Was he?
Yes.
he went all the way up to be a district governor for Lionism for our district in Pennsylvania. Just a great group of people, I think.
Okay.
And we all work together, as a team. It's not just one person that sticks out. I think our whole group is a great group.
Well, we're coming to the end of our time, so what would you like to say in summary? Is there anything we've missed that we want to include?
I would just say next year we're going to celebrate our 80th year, and we want to have a community event, and hopefully everybody can come out and help us celebrate.
Well, thank you all for coming in and telling us about your Lions organization.